Welcome to She Who Leads in Love, a podcast for women ready to live freely and do what they love. I'm your host, Ginny. Together, we get to explore what it means to choose your truth over your conditioning, trust the energy of love over fear, and confidently step into the fullest expression of who you really are. It's time for your most extraordinary life experience. Let's create. Welcome to today's episode devoted to celebrating and sharing love for moms and mothers everywhere on this earth and beyond. Now, before we dive into the topic, I first want to thank all of you who have subscribed and are listening and have sent me notes about how excited you are for the show. I appreciate this so much, so thank you. And I also wanted to intentionally open the episodes in the energy of love. Okay, and so start with some things that I'm just loving right now. Because a big part of leading in love is giving energy and attention to the things we love. And one of the best ways to do that is talk about it. So if you're listening and maybe something pops into your mind that you are loving right now, tell someone about it. Share it with your friend or your partner or community or your mom. So one of the things I am loving right now is this energy of co-creation that happens behind the scenes in our world, right? I see this all the time inside our Soulfire community with the women, one person sharing something that connected to another person's experience. And it sometimes just keeps going and going. And it's just so magical to observe. Well, I shared in my first episode how the inspiration for this podcast has been many months in the making, right? I kept feeling the inspiration, appreciating the idea, leaving space to take action, like when I felt called. And then the time came to take action. And so a little behind the scenes of that, I'm a member of Sarah Landon's mentorship group. And if you don't know, Sarah's a global spiritual teacher and she channels the council. Well, on April 29th, she announced that the subject for May would be the power of love. And it would be all about moving beyond the idea of love as an emotion and into the embodied realization of the love as your true nature, your greatest power, and the source of true creation. You guys, I launched this podcast 2 days later. The episodes I had been recording and preparing to release are exactly this. I mean, this is what I mean when I'm referring to there's something so much bigger going on. Like the world is awakening. And if you are listening, you are a part of it. Okay. The things that you experience in your life, they're not coincidences. They are alignments. They're co-creative elements at play. And you don't have to do anything with them. Just observe and remind yourself, ooh, I am a part of something bigger here. So since this episode is being released on Mother's Day here in the US, it felt very right to dedicate an episode to appreciating moms. And since I'm not currently a mom, but I do have a mom, this will mostly be an episode for the daughters out there with the intention of tuning into the energy of love for our moms. After all, this is how we lead in love. Now, I'm someone who believes that our soul chooses our parents before we enter this world. And maybe that's because my parents conditioned it into me, right? Especially during those times that they would be ruining my fun childhood with chores and rules and then casually remind me, remember, Virginia, you picked us. Which then was a lot of fun when I was able to turn that around when I was ruining their family plans with my own desires. So you remember, guys, you picked me too. But the relationship we have with our moms plays such a significant role in our own journey of awakening and choosing love and living in love. Like when you think about the energy of love being the energy of creation and life, we are literally born in love. Moms are a vessel of creation, literally birthing the most magical manifestation of all, a human life, an expression of source, an expression of life itself. I mean, oh my gosh. Now, if this is the only thing we acknowledge our moms for, it's everything. And I know the whole "thank you for giving me life" might feel a little like cliche, but when you really slow down and you feel into it, everything you get to experience, everything you get to choose, to create, to feel, to love, to see, oh my gosh, to hear and taste and touch and smell, is because your mom said yes to you, to receiving you, carrying you, being the space and the body for you to experience life on earth. I mean, wow. Now, I want to make a note here for those who might be listening and your mom has already transitioned back into non-physical. Just the reminder that she is still here, she is still with you, and if you are desiring her presence in your life, it is accessible to you, simply in a different form than physical, but you can connect with her. You can connect with her here now in your life, and your appreciation of her is still an expansion and really appreciating that relationship in your life. And you guys met my friend Katie last week, who I introduced to you. She is writing a book all about the miracle of death. And then hopefully when she's ready, we'll have her back on here to talk about her book and the incredible experience she's had with her mom transitioning and all of the ways that they remain in communication and connection today. So everything we talk about today can totally support you in your relationship with your mom as well. What does it mean to lead in love as a daughter? I know there are mother-daughter relationships all over the board, right? From I'm not speaking, there's no connection, communication, to easy breezy, full of love. And from wherever you are, from whatever you are experiencing on this scale, there's always room for more love. And remember, it's always a vibrational relationship first. So what would it mean for us as daughters to lead in love with a relationship with our moms? Well, there's so many places I could take this. So I just wanted to share the most transformative practice that I've experienced in my own relationship and witnessed with our women. And it's about expectation and really the gift of freedom. Okay, I have this belief that every human being just wants to be loved and accepted for who they really are. Daughters want the freedom to be who they really are without the expectation to fit in some vision or ideal that their mom has picked up along the way. And mothers want to be loved and appreciated by their daughters for exactly who they are. And at the core of these desires is freedom. Freedom to each be who we are. Now, I don't remember the exact details of this, but a month or so ago, my mom made a comment about something, and I remember having a reaction of, oh, why can't she just let me be who I am? And this has come up before, obviously, for me on my path, because I'm so devoted to this, experiencing this true freedom and the freedom to be me. But I caught the reaction and I paused and I asked myself, wait, what am I actually reacting to? Okay, she hadn't said anything particularly disrespectful or hurtful, but I was receiving it like that. So that means like that's in me. And well, all of our reactions are in us. But what if her comment was simply her being her? Because I remember, I think I was talking to Katie and we were maybe talking about this and she was like, well, what do you want? And I was like, I just want to be me. And I was asking myself this, what if her comment was simply her being her? wouldn't she want the freedom to be her? The same freedom that I want for me? And I was like, oh my God, I'm expecting her. I have an expectation of her to give me the thing that I'm withholding from her. We want the exact same thing. So these things seem so obvious in reflection, but in that moment, it was blowing my awareness. And just as a side note, as we're on our awakening journey, it sometimes seems like we have the same aha over and over. It's not the same. It's always a new level of expansion. We just can't always interpret those tiny shifts in energy frequency expansion the way source can. Okay, so since I want to lead in the love that I am, I want to be powerful, I want to choose for me, I took a few moments and I tuned into my heart energy. I breathed, and I was able to easily release that resistance I had been holding from that one little interaction, right? Holding against her, which is never really against her, right? Even though we think we're resisting someone else, someone outside of us, we never are. The resistance is inside of us, and it's ours to take care of. And ironically, when we release the expectation and we allow our moms to be who they are, the person we're actually freeing is ourselves. As we release the mental expectation on others' behavior, we allow more energy to flow, and we create more space for love and flow in our own experience, in our own body. So an easy way to uncover if you are holding any expectations of your mom is to simply think of anything that maybe she does that bothers you. So go ahead and see if you can think of something right now. Just give yourself a few moments. Maybe it's when they comment on what you're wearing or eating, or how far you live from home. Wink, wink, mom. Maybe when they lovingly offer unsolicited advice. Okay, think of just one thing. And then ask yourself, what if I just let her be her? Can I give my mom the freedom to express as she feels is right, and therefore embody the very energy I want to receive? Which, of course, is leading in love. This is the power of true creation, to be living in the feeling of what you want to experience from others. So I know that the place where this can get tricky is when your mind is saying, but she's not treating me right. She's not treating me the way I want or deserve, or that comment was disrespectful, or that comment was something, right? And we can definitely dive more into that in another episode. We can maybe talk about some boundaries and choices. But the one thing I want to share here is you can only truly experience what you really want when you are the source of what you want, when it comes from within you. Your mom can't ever fully give you the freedom or the understanding you want. Your mom doesn't have the power to fully give you that love and acceptance that you want. The true experience of everything we desire comes from within us first. We are the source of everything we want. And the more you tune into your own source of love, and the more freedom you give your mom to be who she is, the more of your own source of love you will allow, and the more will naturally flow to her. So as we practice giving our moms, wherever they might be in this world or another, the freedom to be who they are, we align ourselves with the truth of freedom and love within. And from that place, we get to share and express our appreciation in a whole new energy. And one of my favorite things to appreciate about my mom, and you might feel the same about yours, but I think sometimes this is one of them that gets missed. Like, we focus a lot on the actions of everything they do, all the things they do for us. But what I love appreciating is how much they have grown and expanded as a result of being a mom. And I just so appreciate the willingness for moms to say yes to what I only imagine is infinite patience and holding space when you see us making mistakes and finding our own way. I appreciate the endless letting go of attachment that just comes with being parents, the living with the feeling like a part of you is out there in the world and you have no control over what happens to them. And the older we get as daughters, maybe the more we challenge you to face your own fears just by being us, because, soul connection. You're welcome for that. And I know sometimes it's easy to appreciate our mom's growth, right? And other times they might be more challenging to us. And it might seem like they're not growing. Like, I think there's a lot going on. We are awakening the young, every generation is more and more awake. And so sometimes we're looking at our moms and we're saying, oh, they're not there. They don't know this. They're not growing in this way or expanding on the same, or maybe not the same path as me. But I would really invite you into the idea that maybe they really are. Maybe they are growing and expanding and learning to love themselves the same way you are, like on a similar path, maybe just at different points. Maybe it just looks a little different. It might be at a different pace in a different way. And so really allowing really judgment of where our moms are at or not, just let that go. Just give them the freedom. This is the gift of freedom, right? So there's a quote that I love that's actually kind of coming to mind right now. It's by Ram Dass and says, "We're all here just walking each other home." That just feels so right. Moms and daughters, no matter how the relationship might look on the outside, is born in love. It will return to love because that is the truth of who we are. So I'm wishing all the moms so much love today. You are incredible. You are courageous, brilliant, and so, so loved. And although I won't be with my mom today, I do have the opportunity to fly home this week. So if you're listening, Mom, I love you. I will see you soon. Have a beautiful week, everyone. I will see you in the next episode.